Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxes hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. This has been going on for 7 years. They can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report, and that came out. No collusion after 2.5 years. That was set up by Hillary Clinton and Democrats. But this is what they do. This is what they do so well. If they would devote their energies to honesty and integrity, it would be a lot better for our country. They could do a lot better. They could do a lot of great things.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ty here with another episode of Contentious Conversations. Let us dive in. We have breaking news. Donald Trump, the former president of the United States of America, has been indicted on 7 counts in the classified documents probe. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so the former president, Donald Trump, has been indicted on 7 counts in the special counsel's classified documents probe, a stunning development that marks the first a former president has faced federal charges. This is monumentous. This is huge. Trump is facing a charge under the Espionage Act, his attorney, Jim Trusty, said on CNN Thursday, as well as charges of obstruction of justice, destruction or falsification of records, conspiracy, and false statements. The special counsel has been investigating Trump's handling of classified documents that were brought to his Mar-a-Lago, Florida resort after he left the White House in 2021. As well as the possible obstruction of the investigation and government efforts to retrieve the material. The former president wrote on Truth Social that he has been informed by the Justice Department that he was indicted and that he was summoned to appear at the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday at 3 p.m. The corrupt Biden administration has informed my attorneys that I have been indicted seemingly over boxes hoax, Trump wrote. Trusty also told CNN's Caitlin Collins that Trump's attorney received a summons via email from the Justice Department Thursday listing the charges, but hasn't seen the indictment yet. He called the espionage charge ludicrous. All right, so here is the clip from the lawyer. Hope I'm not gonna play it just because I know CNN is they're such sticklers and they're gonna try to shadow ban or try to ban this stuff or copyright me. So I'm gonna stay away. I'm just gonna read it and then I will show you what Donald Trump's actual response is so you can get that for yourself. What old 45 is saying. Let's see. All right. In a sign of how tightly held the special counsel kept word of the indictment, the U.S. Secret Service and U.S. Marshals did not get advance notice and were surprised by Trump's announcement on social media, law enforcement officials said Thursday. Law enforcement is now scrambling to prepare for the expected court appearance next week in Miami. And the Justice Department is moving additional resources there, officials have said. The special counsel and the Justice Department did not make any public statements on Thursday, and a spokesman declined comment. The federal indictment is the second time that Trump has been charged criminally this year. The Manhattan District Attorney charged Trump with 34 counts of falsifying business documents. I'm guessing is what it should have said. Come on, CNN. All right. But the indictment from the special counsel marks a new and more perilous legal phase for the former president, who's running for president again in 2024. See, this is the big issue, right? This is the big issue. Is it now that do we consider the DOJ meddling by unsealing this right before he starts running for election, right? I didn't vote for Donald Trump either. I didn't, but the timing of a lot of this stuff can be a little politically advantageous for one side, right? And I think because they dropped that those 34 counts from the Manhattan District Attorney, right? Those 34, and like the ultra MAGA, they didn't like riot, they didn't do another January 6th. I think they did feel a little more comfortable with this charge, because they knew, all right, well, we've already charged them before and they didn't go crazy. I don't think they're going to go crazy now. So that's the idea. I mean, the law enforcement guys, had to now scramble essentially to kind of get everything in order to get a former president. This is unprecedented. No pun intended. But yeah. So let's go on. Okay, so the charges against Trump come just 7 months since Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Jack Smith as the special counsel after Trump announced he was running for president in order to keep the investigation independent from the Biden Justice Department. Now, Trump will face federal charges from the special counsel at the same time that he is trying to unseat President Joe Biden in the next presidential election. The White House declined to comment Thursday evening. I am an innocent man. Trump has railed against the special counsel investigation and the other probes into his conduct, claiming they are all efforts to stop him politically. The former president has insisted that any criminal charges will not stop his 2024 campaign. Trump released a 4-minute video that I'm about to play for you, repeating many of his past claims, including that the Justice Department is being weaponized and that the investigation into him are election interference. I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong. Can't do the Trump voice. I'm an innocent man. I did nothing. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. It's just horrible. It's a horrible. I'm not gonna do it. All right. Trump has long avoided legal culpability in his personal, professional, and political lives. He has settled a number of private civil lawsuits through the years and paid his way out of disputes concerning the Trump organization. As president, he was twice impeached by the Democratic-led House, but avoided conviction by the Senate. But after leaving office, the Justice Department criminal investigations into the retention of classified information at Mar-a-Lago Resort and his efforts to overturn the 2020 election cast dark clouds over Trump. Smith's investigation into January 6th and efforts to overturn the election is still ongoing. I keep forgetting that. How is that still going? How is that investigation still going? I mean, those guys are in jail. We know it was wrong. Like, God, what are you still investigating? Like, I think they're just trying to keep everything in the arsenal, right? They're trying to keep everything. What it feels like is they're trying to mire Donald Trump in so much legal. They're trying to mire him in so much legal, stuff and lawsuits, and you're getting indicted here. How can you run a campaign effectively if you're literally fighting from all sides, right? It's going to be tough for Donald Trump this time around, because last time he could all he had to focus on was his opponents, and that's the easy part for Donald Trump. Like his opponents, did, if it was what, Rubio or Jeb Bush, or he would destroy those guys, right? He didn't have any indictments. He had some allegations, but he wasn't really facing those kind. And then that's when the hush money payments started, things like that started to snowball. But it feels like right now what's going on is all of these cases, right? They're happening around, there's, they drip them a little bit, right? In the like couple years ago, so that when it starts to ramp up, by the time it starts to ramp up, we're well into the general election. We're starting to get into the 2024 election that's about to happen. So now Trump's running. The news story that's going to be following that is, oh, here's some of more indictments, right? He might be going to jail. Do you want a president that's going to jail? Do you want a president that's facing this? Do you want to, so it's very, very, he's right in the sense that it is politically advantageous. I don't know anybody who in political history, there's some malfunctioning lights here. I don't know anybody, it's not malfunction, it's just dead, I think. I don't know anybody in political history who has gone through that many investigations and then survived and still won the presidency. It's just very hard. So let's watch Donald Trump's response and then we'll get out of here.